What up, dude?
What's up, man?
Wow, you're official too. Look at you.
Oh, I have to spend the money if I want to get up there.
You getting into podcasting also, or you're just like, I'm going on Nick Foster's new show. I got to get the
Uh,
setup.
I'll video game streaming. Yeah, and then I'll start one.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
good.
I don't know.
You should,
Depends if
man.
I
You
get
got the
canceled or not.
audience.
Oh man. Depends if I get canceled or not.
Yeah. How's that going, by the way? You hit me up a few weeks ago about the little issue you were having.
I was like, I was like, either I just like back down and it probably won't stop, or I just like don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's the route I took.
that's
How's
good.
everything going with you? And like, I mean, congrats, by the way.
Thank you. I don't know which part you're saying congrats to. There's a lot.
Like the baby.
Yeah,
Like
thanks.
that's congrats, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it hasn't sunk in yet, but it's coming. So was I. Boom. Yeah, it's going to be change. It's a change coming down the line. Coming.
Yeah, I bet.
People are going to definitely give me shit when I'm making all these rape jokes, and then I have a baby daughter.
Keyword jokes.
Exactly. I saw your post you just made about that. That was pretty good.
I was like, dude, they'll call you every single word in the book
Yeah.
for a joke. It's like, my social media self. You don't know me.
Yeah,
You have never
exactly.
had a sit down conversation. The people that reported me to my college never had a sit down conversation with me because, like, as soon as I found that out, I was like, let's go on a revenge tour. Like, I was pissed.
I bet.
And I was like, I'm about to get kicked out over a joke. And people were also mad that I was defending you. I was like, look, this is comedy. If you guys think that now is bad, go watch a stand-up special of George Carlin.
No kidding. Or even before that. I mean, comedy is not something that times usually that well. It doesn't. 50 years from now, it doesn't really hold up to today's standards. But it's important at the time to push whatever cultural limits you're trying to push, or.
Exactly. That's what makes it funny.
So for people who don't know, first off, this is Ben Houselog. I'm sure you guys do know him. That's your real name, or that's just your screen name?
Oh, that's my real name.
Yeah, I go the real name route too. So many people try to be secret, like I don't want anybody to know. It's like,
They're
dude,
scared.
I'm out there, whatever. I don't care.
Exactly.
If you Google my name, I want my TikTok to be right there.
Top of the line.
But you have 1.8 million followers, so you're pretty big. So I guess a lot of people would know you. But you were almost canceled. You had hit me up basically saying somebody had hit your school and was sending death threats to your family. I wasn't sure what the joke was though.
It was like when you're working at Home Depot, and then it was like some stupid stuff like employee number 6 come to the paint aisle, and it was a girl just doing one of these TikToks, and
Oh my
then
God.
they were like, "You're saying it's okay," and I'm like, first of all, no. And then, well, I made a few jokes like that. Like one was, it was like an audio where it was like the girl saying, "I'm down for whatever, I'm with everything," and then the next day she's on TikTok doing this, and the guy's like, "So that's a fucking lie." And that, like, they didn't even get the joke. The joke was that she said it was okay that they have sex. And then after it, she backs down on that and then calls it rape.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the joke, is that it's a false accusation. The joke isn't that she got raped.
So they called up your school and
My school
said
my
you were
high school,
advocating for
every school
rape.
I've ever been for. Well, actually, I saw one of the messages. They said I raped a girl at a party. They said I was a racist. They said I was transphobic. They basically threw every insult
Yeah, I
in
get them
world
all the
they had
time.
at me. Yeah, and I'm like, really?
You're like, I'm
Over a
only
joke?
I'm only 3 out of 4 of those. I'm not all of
you're
those.
You're not. If you're gonna shoot for me, go
It's like
100%.
you had me at racist. Okay, I'll give you that one. But rapist? No, no, no. I'm only one of those.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. I know, that is good. I was actually just going through some of your TikToks. So you got some good stuff. How you come up with
Thanks,
all
man.
these?
Soon as like anything hits my mind, everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta balance out when you're posting." As soon as something hits my mind, I'm like, listen, that's my intellectual property. I want it out there. So if someone copies it, I can be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that's mine." I don't really go for the whole ask the comments what you should do,
Yeah.
or the, like, if I see a comment that I think is funny, I'm gonna respond to it. And I know you know that too.
Oh yeah, that's my style.
Yeah, and they don't get is like when they send us hate, it's like literally just boosting our page.
It's free
Like,
content.
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Is that how you built your account? I never really saw you in the beginning. How long you been on there?
About a year. How I built my account is, man, I went down a lot of different avenues. Mostly just comedy. Yeah, mostly just comedy, but like I would just meme people.
Yeah.
Like if people like went at me, I'd be like, okay. Like I never, the thing is, what's funny is that I never attack someone personally, but people always attack me personally.
I get that too.
So I'm like,
People
come on
think
now.
I attack them personally, but when you actually like go back and watch some of it, it's like they'll send me like some hateful "I hope you die," and I'll just be like, "Yeah, well, at least I'll die rich," or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
whatever. And they're
Exactly.
like, "Oh my God, you sent all your followers after me." It's like you said you hoped I died. Like
Yeah,
what?
it was a
You're,
public comment.
yeah.
And the thing
When
is,
you
like,
come to my page, you're signing a contract that any content you leave on my page, you're a part of it now.
exactly. And the thing is like when we say stuff, we're upfront. We know it's us saying that. Most
Yeah.
of these people are hiding behind anonymous accounts. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're not even gonna say it with your damn chest. That
And
you're-
there's a big
what-
difference
continue.
between going to somebody else's page and leaving some hateful comments on their page versus you posting it on your own page. It's like, this is my stage. This is my house. I can say whatever I want. You're coming to my house. I don't come into
Exactly.
your house and hate on you. And people think when you duet somebody or you respond to somebody, you're spreading hate. It's like, this is my page. You came into my house.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit back like some little some bitch boy and block people like
It's okay. We're uncensored
those
here. You can say it all. You know, this
I
isn't
can say it.
TikTok where we're going to censor
He
it.
who shall not be named.
Oh,
I'm not a fan.
I get it.
He hasn't even blocked me.
Oh, I get it. That's
But,
so
you know-
funny. I just thought you were like censoring the word bitch, and then you were like bitch boy, and you're like that guy that won't be named, and we instantly know who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, the thing is that he's always like, my comments are limited to death threats,
Oh, my
but
God.
I guarantee you, me and you have gotten
Dude,
multiple more
so
than he has.
many. So many more.
Hilarious. They're so tolerant until someone goes against them.
Yeah. I know. I've been roasting him hard this week, and people are like, "You're obsessed with him. You're obviously gay and you love him." But yet, when I roast girls for a month, they're like, "You obviously hate them." It's like, make up
Yeah.
your mind, people.
Dude.
Do I love them or do I hate them?
Facts.
Oh.
Facts. I mean that. Oh man. That,
I was just talking about him in the last episode. This is the third one of these I did today, so I'm like, I've been going.
Oh, yeah.
I had Roma Army on, if you know her.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's got the neck tattoo. She's a girl, and she's always kind of like spitting facts about men's rights and kind of sticking it to the feminists. Anyways,
Oh, yeah.
we were talking a lot about Joe Rogan too, so it's kind of it's unfortunate that there's no avoiding him. He is part of all of our our circle, whether we want him to or not.
Yeah, he's a character.
I'm hoping one day I can get him on here, but I don't know if
He's
he'll
too
ever
much
do
of a
that.
bitch.
Exactly. It'll all
thing is-
crumble
yeah.
if he had a real conversation.
Exactly. The thing is, like, people think that you have like bad will towards him. Like, from my perspective, it's like when people hate on me, I have no bad blood.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk it out.
It's all in
I
good
don't want-
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they're too scared.
hmm
Like, I've had this happen to me, and I'm like, hey, like the people who reported me to my college, I'm like, look, I just want to talk about why you did this, and like get to know that that's not really who I am. That's my social media persona. But they're too scared to talk to me, and just like him, they block me.
Well, they also just want power. They're using it as a power move. They hate
Yep.
you. They choose to hate you. And then they're just trying to use whatever power they have over you to control you. It's not like they want to understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the thing about Joe Rogan is that I'm gonna respect anyone who respects me. But if you disrespect me, that's different.
Yeah.
But he sends his fans after people and
Exactly.
then limits his comments so he doesn't get any hate.
Mhm. Turns off his duets, blocks people. He did that to me. It was like, I always gave him props for like, hey, I don't like your point of view, but I like your content. You actually make good content. You make good use of memes.
His content's
You-
not bad at all.
Yeah, at least it used to be. Now it's just ranting and judging in front of other people's videos with that mean mug he does. But it used to be he would actually do memes and trends, and like I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I like what he's doing, and I kind of had some respect. But then he just would hate on me, block me, send his people after me. He sent like 2 million people after me, which then falsely accused me of being a sexual predator and all this stuff. And it's
That
like,
didn't even look like you.
I know, dude. That was so funny. It ended up obviously working in my favor because I blew up like 150,000 followers just from that week alone. So
I was
thank
crying.
you.
I
dude.
followed you before all that even happened. To be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, it definitely, a lot of people found me because of that. So it all worked out.
People were like, after the comments I was leaving on Joe Rogan under your video, like, I think that you were like, he's too good at block. And I was like, he's probably going to limit the attendance like he limits his comments. And dude, people got so mad at me. They're like, you're defending rapists. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not defending rapists. I'm like, I understand that it's a joke. I'm
Oh.
not a snowflake.
I know. They
I
think
get
like I
that.
was going to like actually get out and be like apologetic for something I didn't do. It's like I just kept making jokes like, hey, you better call my parole officer. What's
Yeah,
up?
exactly.
It's like,
It's not that.
I don't have a parole officer because that's not me, guys. That's some other dude.
Like, you guys want to see me get one, or like
Yeah.
what?
Trust me, I can make it happen. You think these
Exactly.
you think this was a rape joke? Who said it was a joke, bro? Hey. I'm just kidding, TikTok people, okay? It is
Yeah.
a joke. It's called sarcasm.
The thing that was, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just ranting. Yeah, so you ended up what? They actually sat you down with your college and like talked to you
They
about your
called me.
TikTok or
They called me, and I was like, "Look, go ahead and look through it.
yeah.
Go ahead and look through all the videos I've posted." And then, I mean, the thing is, I'm not even saying rape in the thing.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
I was kind of scrolling through yours because I haven't seen all your content. I've seen some of the big ones that pop up on my For You page, but I just was scrolling through and I'm like, you're not really offensive. You're not really pushing. You're just doing good little skits and memes.
exactly.
It doesn't
And
seem that crossing the line.
yeah, I mean, I was like, damn, you guys really emailed my college?
That's nuts.
Like, I wasn't like that. I was like mad, but of course I was like, first of all, if I get in trouble for this, there's this nice little thing called the First Amendment. And it's not even like I was spreading hate speech.
No.
And it's like, obviously, like if you look at any article written about me, it says TikTok comedian, not TikTok. First of all, the
Not
word
TikTok
influencer is
hater.
trash.
I know
Exactly.
that. It is a
They're like-
terrible word.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
just-
you hit me up and you were like asking like, what do I do? They're sending these death threats and they're asking me, or they're saying my school's telling me to delete my TikTok, and I like didn't know what to tell you. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know you good enough. I was like, dude, you have what do you have? 1.8 million now? You have like 1.4.
I'm almost at 1.9. I'm almost there.
That's
I mean,
insane,
it kind of
bro.
slowed down after the whole thing.
I'm
but-
literally like, fuck your school, quit, drop out. You don't need your football scholarship. You're gonna go way further with this 2 million audience than you will playing football, probably. And it's going to be a safer route. So I was like, I wanted to tell you that, but I don't know you well enough to be like, hey, do that. But I was like, look, you either have to tell them fuck off, or they got power over you. You know, it's up to you.
Yeah, I kept on my other platforms that people were like going after me at. They were like, "You need to apologize." So I came out with a apology video with a nice little clip from Conor McGregor.
I use
Where I
that
was
one
like,
too.
"I apologize for absolutely nobody." And oh my gosh, when I tell you, everyone was like, it was basically like they wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
And I was like, over a joke?
That's the right move, though. Never back down to the mob, because an
Exactly.
apology is never going to be enough. They're just going to rip you down until you quit.
Bro,
And
it's
if you
someone
apologize
pissing on the
once-
webcam.
It looks okay though. It's not looking terrible.
Okay, yeah, it's like on my side. Maybe it's my screen. I don't even
Yeah.
know. But the thing, yeah, it's like, bro, when those accusations came out, it was kind of sad to me because it seems like they wanted to believe that we did rape people.
Yeah.
Like they want to believe that we are these people and that we are out there on the streets.
They would rather have that. They would. It's like their hatred for us or whoever it is they're hating on. It overrides their actual care about the person who's victimized. I even made a post about that because some girl commented on my thing when I finally proved that the sexual assault allegations were not real and that was some other dude. And she was like, "Oh, well, I wish it was him. A girl can dream or something. That's my biggest dream." And I made a video like, wait, so you were so upset that I might be a sexual predator and you found out I wasn't, and your biggest dream is that I did assault the girl?
Yeah, that's so sad, dude.
It's fucked
Oh my
up.
gosh.
It's crazy.
These people have like, and the thing is, they literally have no backbone.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing I always see is like in comments, it's like educate yourself. And the thing is, most of these people don't educate themselves. They literally watch a TV, and what the TV tells them, they're like, "Oh, TV tells me this. This must be right. This must be true."
Well, these days it's just social media. It's like Twitter or the headlines or the memes or, you know, whatever, Joe Robe's content, whatever it is.
It's like, yes. One of my friends, he made a POV. I don't know if you saw this. He made a POV where it was like the guy that you were talking to at the party isn't like what he thinks he is. And like he did the whole thing where he dropped it in a drink and he took
Yeah.
it back to a bedroom. And the guy, I talked to him, he's a good guy. But Joe Robe sent his mob after him, and he's literally, his account has gone to shit. And he's literally like hit me up talking about like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like I am in a bad spot, like mentally. And like, as much as you want to say it doesn't affect you, when you see all these comments, you're gonna start getting like kind of fucked up here.
It is. It's a challenge. I think
Especially
I've
when it's a young
definitely
teenage dude.
yes. When you're young, I feel like I could not have handled what I handle now. You know, I'm lucky that I'm kind of hitting my stride when I'm older, and I'm kind of used to this. But yeah, when you're young and you just wake up and you literally have thousands of DMs and comments, it's so easy to ignore the dude, I love you, I got your back, and just seeing you're the fucking worst, kill yourself, and you can think that is what everybody thinks, and that it starts to make you think maybe I am fucked up.
Exactly. And
what was his reason for doing that? I did see that video that Joe Rogan did, but was he just trying to do like a skit? He wasn't making a joke
POV
necessarily.
Guy.
It was just
POV guy.
So he's just doing like, this is a dramatic reenacting of a date rape or something.
Yeah, and in the comments, he literally put with the emojis saying trigger warning. I do not condone any of this, and this is just for entertainment. So I'm like, he obviously said what he meant.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay. Because I didn't get the context. I only saw the Joe Rogan thing. But even when I saw it, I was like, this is kind of weird because everybody on TikTok just assumes like everything you do is an actual point of view or an argument, or it has to be like something positive or a positive message. They don't take into account that some things are just jokes, but especially something like that, that's not even, they're just probably saying you don't joke about this. And it's like, he's not even making a joke. He's just doing a movie scene. Like you can see a movie scene where they have somebody get raped or murdered or something graphic, and you don't say they're condoning it. You don't say they're making light of it. You say this is a dramatic reenactment. How is that any different than what he's doing? He's just showing something as a, like you said, a POV.
Exactly. And it's like, the thing is, on TikTok, you have way more of those type of people who will literally just hate on someone because they're bored than people who will get that it's a real joke. Now, on the street, the thing is, these kids don't know real life.
Yeah.
They know their phones. Like me, I grew up around real life. So like I grew up in kind of like a bar type environment, so to speak.
That's my vibe too.
You hear every word.
Exactly.
You hear everything. You get that everything's a joke. It's lighthearted.
And it's a diverse group of strangers who all have it's like you can have your perspective, they can have theirs, but you all have to find a way to get along. You can't just be like, this is my safe bubble and you're not allowed here.
Yeah, like public school. Like I grew up I was like the last wave of people who were like in public school, like, hey man, you say what you want. The only thing that is in like public schools, if you talk reckless, you're probably gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But the thing now is like these kids, when they hit the real world, are going to be shell shocked so bad.
Yeah. Well, they may never hit the real world because now it's like COVID's happening. Everybody's quarantined. Everybody's moving online even more. Schools are shut down. Workplaces are shut down. You know, you can't even go to a bar now, most of the country. So it's like they might just end up doubling down on the social media life and never really having to be exposed. And then it's easy to think that this is real life.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Never thought that we would live in a world like this.
I know, it is nuts. Wait, how old are you, by the way? Because you're in college, right?
I'm 18. Okay. I just graduated high school.
It's so hard to tell. Dude, it is so weird being my age now and like seeing some of you guys where like it seems like we're peers, but then I'm like, oh my God, what year were you born? Like 2002 or something? What? That's fucking nuts, dude. I graduated high school in 2003. That's fucking crazy. Jesus. That like you were like a little baby.
Yeah, bro.
It's weird. I grew up at a time where, it was like I very much remember before even Google, before the internet, not let alone social media, but I also came of age during Google and then social media. So I kind of have my foot in both sides. And it is definitely different now. This whole idea that TikTok needs to be a safe place, or the internet does. When the internet came out, it was a Wild West world of anything goes, anything crazy. Yeah. Like it was amazing. And it was like you could just get lost for hours. And now it's you almost can't find certain things now because everything's so heavily censored.
Yeah, I think it's like I feel kind of bad for the kids who are gonna have to keep growing up. And like I kind of grew up where I never really posted much on the internet until I was like 16.
Yeah.
But for the kids who are 13, bro, if I had a Twitter at 13, you have no idea how fucked I'd be.
Oh, I bet. And we need to like find a way to mature, like as much as people want the youth to mature, it's like society needs to mature that look, when you're 13 years old, you got to be allowed to say some dumb shit on the internet.
Yeah,
you can't be held accountable when you're an adult, you're 45 and you're going to run for office and they're like, you said this when you were 13.
Exactly.
Like what? Everybody said some crazy shit. We just didn't have the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like nowadays it's like wherever like personally like I go, because like I have like a decent following, like wherever I go, I always like look around before I say something, because it just takes one person to like, if you're in the middle of a conversation, you say something, they could clip it, shorten it to exactly what they want, take it completely out of context, post it, and just like that, you got a firestorm coming your way.
Yep. That's why I'm kind of like doubling down of building my brand to where like I don't give a shit, and almost anything you take out of context is I'll just be like, yeah, I said that, whatever. Even though I know like the context is still different and I could explain it and make it seem okay. I almost want them to think it's the worst thing I could possibly do, and there's no you know, because they're already doing that with my lives. Every time I go live on TikTok now, I'll get off and then somebody will upload just a little clip of something I'm ranting. And it's like your stream of consciousness. You're just ranting. You're not thinking everything out and like picking your words exactly right. You're sometimes just shit talking. And then they take something out and they're like, oh my God, he said this. And this is what he's, telling his followers to do.
This is who he is.
Yeah.
This is, you can't tell who someone is off of a 15-second video. Are you kidding me?
No.
Dude, I'm 18. I still don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Well, you won't for a while.
But
it seems like you're on the right path. You seem pretty mature, and you got your head on straight as far as like cancel culture, and you're stood up at least to it.
I appreciate that.
You just got to keep that going because you have this big audience. It sounds like you have real potential to keep growing this and turning this into a business. Just never apologize to these mobs. I like that you stood up to it, and more and more people need to do this because that's why they have power. Is because everybody's just backing down and playing along.
That's what I hope people do when they see people like us. Like, there's not a lot of people that are like cut from the same kind of cloth as us. Like, when the first thing I saw when I started getting canceled, I was like, I'm just gonna stand up. But when I started getting like, you might lose your future, then I was like, okay, maybe let me back off. Yeah. Actually, fuck that. I'm not backing off. I'm meeting them head on, because they think that you're just gonna bend over. But if you don't, well, pause. That was a little sus.
Hey, take that, clip that one out of context.
Clip that one.
Everybody heard it here first. Ben is bending over for the haters.
A ton of people. But no, it's like when you see someone stand up, you're like, damn, that guy has balls. And it's like, maybe I can do that. That's what I want some people to see. I don't want people to see like people be like, okay, you guys are right. I'll change myself for you. I'm not going to change my page for your little bitch ass. Yeah. It's my page.
Exactly. And you can't, it's like if you back down a little bit, what are you going to do the next time there's controversy and the next time? And they can just keep pushing that line and be like, well, this offends me and this offends me. You apologize for that. You got to apologize for this. And you can't back down. But if you just double down, yeah. And people respect that, man. There's so many people, like you say, who are scared to stand up and they're not really cut from the same cloth, but they see it and they respect it and they cheer it on. And I feel bad for the people, like at least you have an audience already. So you can stand up and you can be an image, but you also can kind of bank that, okay, I might risk my future in this one area, but I still have a future with this audience because you already have a big audience. But what about the guy who has 500 followers and he just puts out a video and they cancel him right away and he can't be like, well, fuck my school. Like I don't even have anything else to bank on and this might, and they just quit and give up before they can even get going. And it's very important that people do that. That was a big reason I did it. I've kind of been trolling and been this type of way all the time, but I got on TikTok and I was just doing my normal thing. I got this big pushback right away before I had like 1,000 followers. And I was just like, well, I'm used to this. I'm just going to lean into it. But for most people, if they had a real job or they were at school or anything like that, the overwhelming hate that I instantly got, I would have just been like, fuck this. I quit. But because I don't have any of those worries, I can be like, well, they can't do shit to me. I'm just going to keep going. And you have to push through that hate to get to the audience.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't do that. If you have a real job in government or politics or a teacher or you go to school or, who knows what, any type of PC job, you can't stand up to these things. You kind of have to keep your mouth shut. And they respect it too. I get DMs all the time from people saying stuff like that, not only on TikTok who are the young people, but people like my uncle was like a cop, and I was trolling during like the 2016 election on Facebook, and he would hit me up and be like, Nick, I really appreciate what you're saying. I cannot like it publicly, but I want to let you know I'm really proud of you and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, there's this whole silent majority of people that are like, yeah, fuck this. Do it. I can't though. I can't risk my job and my health insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like the silent majority is like, why do you think like the videos when people like talk back have so many likes? Because the silent people are liking it. They're not going to comment.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you say something louder doesn't mean you're winning the argument. Like I said, with all these, like the snowflakes, that they take snowflakes as an insult. I'm like, bruh, snowflakes melt under heat. I just put a little bit of heat under you and look at you're melting.
Yeah.
You're a snowflake. You want to change it? Then don't be a snowflake. But in my eyes, if you keep folding, you're always going to be a snowflake.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them. And yes, the haters and the snowflakes are a lot louder in the comments than the fans. The hate is always louder, but the fans are there watching and they love it, but they're always the silent one. So it makes it seem, that's how like on Twitter, you have all these cancel mobs and these hate mobs that can ruin people's life on Twitter. And you're like, is this really what the world is? But it really is just a small minority of people who just make such a fuss on Twitter that companies and brands, they just kind of back down because normal people aren't on Twitter getting pissed off every single day tweeting about things. And these things just spread like fire, and you know, companies are going to do what companies do, and they're going to protect their brand, and they're just worried about their bottom line. They don't want any bad publicity out there, but individuals can stand up to it. And that's what I think is important.
Yeah. And it's just like depends on who you are. So I don't know if you saw this, but did you see that girl who said that she's going to stab people who said all lives matter?
Yes.
She got kicked out of her job, and then everyone supported her. Now, think, what if a straight white dude said, I'm going to kill people who said Black Lives Matter? He would be absolutely dogged.
Yeah.
People might even make attempts on him. And it's basically like the same thing hand in hand. And people aren't going to like that I'm saying this.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is. I mean, this girl is having a career of her own now after saying that.
Yeah, it actually boosted her.
Yeah.
I trolled her too. Clara Janover, that was who it was. And she actually spread everywhere because she was on, they were mentioning her on Joe Rogan's podcast. I saw her in the news. Like she became like a real national story because of this. And I get what she was doing. She was making an analogy. Like if people watched to the end,
she should have been kicked out.
Well, I agree. But I also did mock her for the fact that she is crying about it. And it's like she supports cancel culture. She supports this idea of other people that she disagrees with being ruined for jokes and things they say. And she's over here whining that it's coming back on her. It's like, oh, you don't like it when it happens to you. You know, so I'm mocking that angle, but I definitely support her right to say that. I don't think anybody should get canceled.
Exactly. In my opinion, the speech should never be censored.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to realize that there's always going to be backlash with what you say.
Sure.
Like whenever I post something, I'm like, it's going to rile people up, but I'm never going to post like there's going to be a line to what I say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and be racist because I don't support that. The thing is, like, what I say, actions speak way louder than words. Now, if you look at my actions, you'll see like, yeah, this guy's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
But if you look at like what I've posted, you're probably like, oh, this kid's an asshole.
It's just hard for them to see your actions because they're only seeing your TikToks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when all this came down on me, everybody in my community who I grew up around was like, what?
Yeah.
He would never do that. But everyone on the other side of the freaking USA who thinks that they know me inside and out are going after me.
How did your parents take it? They know what's going on?
They were
From the looks of it, not good. You're like, ugh.
They wanted me to stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's understandable. It's understandable. Like, I could definitely see where they're coming from. You have a son. He's getting death threats. He's getting threatened. Like his college is up in the air. But I kind of like looked at him and I was like, look, it's going to be way better in the long run if I just stand up for myself because what I did was not wrong. And I did that. And people did not like that at all. And they still don't. But I still don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I was happy you came because I saw you posted the video being like, guys, this might be my last video for a while. And you kind of left. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I guess he made that choice. I think that's the wrong choice, bro. You got 1 million followers. And then it was like a couple days later, he'll be back. And sure enough, I was like, yeah, he did it. He stood up to the cancel culture.
Only reason I left was because I didn't want to start like pissing off my college when they're like looking through the videos.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like built it up to be a little comeback for season 2 of me, because it was also happened to line up with the whole year I've been on TikTok. So I came back for year 2/season 2.
That's a good way to spin it.
I built it around as like a kind of like a comeback.
Yeah. So are you switching your content up? Are you still kind of doing the same or just more aware now?
I'm a little more aware that I know that I'll get backlash, but I'm not switching my content up.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't think yours is really that pushing the line that much. People aren't going to like it just because they hate straight white men, but whatever. You can't escape that. So exactly. Are your parents coming back around to it, or are they just like still not really sure what you're doing with TikTok?
Yeah, they're coming back around to it. They're
because you have a real opportunity. I mean, you need to let them know like this is not just a little whimsical app anymore. It's like you have a almost 2 million people audience. That's big money and attention. Mm-hmm. Once you build the business, of course.
Yeah, and I'm from a small state like Iowa. Like no one ever comes out of Iowa like big.
Yeah,
and it's like in Iowa, like I'm a pretty big name. And what they don't get is that they're like, why aren't we in any? I'm like, first of all, I don't want to be known for my parents because that's not self-sustaining content. Like you can't move away.
I'm embarrassed of you, mom and dad. That's why.
Yeah, I mean that too, a little bit of that too. But the thing is, like, whenever people see their last name, like it started like back at like 500K, they're like, oh, are you Ben's father, Ben's mother? And then they kind of realize like this is no like small thing. So I mean, they're starting to come around a little bit. I mean, of course, they're going to be like, hey, still go to college because that's a solid backup plan.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can take the bull by the horns and freaking run with this.
Well, you have lightning in a bottle. Don't let that go. I think that's where the real regret's going to be. It's like looking back of, oh my God, I had this chance and I let it go. And now I'm nobody, So what are you doing? What are you doing with this? Are you like, have you started merch? Are you expanding into YouTube? I see you got your podcast or gaming set up. You doing streaming?
Yeah. I expanded from TikTok. I have about almost 40K on YouTube.
All right.
I have almost 30K on Twitch where I stream. So
I see you got a creeper in the room too. Is that the rapist coming to get you? Get revenge?
Yeah, I guess so. It's my dad. What's up, Dad? You good?
My internet's coming up.
The internet's good?
Not coming up on my computer.
I'll fix it when I'm done.
Crap out.
Okay.
What could it be?
What could it be? I don't know. It's internet.
How come it's not finding the internet?
I don't know. I'm on a thing. Later.
Oh, they're good.
Parents, man.
The good times of living with parents. I remember those days.
I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah. Are you not moving out anytime soon for school, or are you just staying there for school?
The 29th. I mean, my school's pretty small, so they're gonna let us have in-person classes like there should be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Even though a lot of those schools have opened up and even like people are going back to regular school and then they're just getting hit with 700 cases and closing right back down. So I don't know if it's going to last that long.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. I mean, I'm going to a really small school, 800 people.
Damn. So have you been, when's the last time you were at school? You were already big on TikTok the last time you were at school?
I was at 300K closing into April.
All right.
And then all of a sudden just went boom, hit like 500K in a month.
Damn.
Off of my videos. Then slowed down, then picked up again like 200K in a month. But
were these like specific videos that made you blow up, or it was just kind of like
people, it was more attention coming to my account and then more people liking my content, my videos being shared around, and then me kind of like posting rapid. Because like the thing is kind of on TikTok, it's more about quantity over quality sometimes.
That's true. I know sometimes I'll put like a lot of work into a video being like, this is great. And you have to film all the different cuts. And I see you do a lot that are like, you actually have to do cuts and angles and like script, you know? And I would do some of those and I really enjoy them, but they always flop. And then when I just do let me talk back to my comments and just be a dick real fast, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I guess I'll do more of that. Yeah. Plus you can just push a lot out that way.
Exactly.
So you were at school and you had only like 300,000, but you're about to go back to school with almost 2 million. So you're probably going to get quite a different reaction.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like at the start it was cool, like everyone recognizing me, and like it's still pretty cool. But now it's like I kind of would be just like known as myself. But I kind of got to accept that I'm never just going to be known as Ben Houselog.
Yeah. Unless you delete your account and just let it fade into obscurity.
So I'll never be known as.
Exactly. I know it's a blessing and a curse. It's something I'm starting to recognize too, but I'm not even to that level. And I've been quarantined. So it's like, and I was talking to Chloe Roma Army about this, and I talked to some other people, and it's like, we're all kind of like blowing up during this quarantine where we don't really know what it's going to be like once we come out and we're around people again and everybody starts noticing you even to a higher level. But you have to expect, like, it's too late now. It's a blessing and a curse. Your privacy is probably going to be gone.
Yeah, probably. It is what it is, man. Yeah. I mean, that's what I signed up for.
Mm-hmm. Is that why so what caused you to get on TikTok and start? Just bored?
Yeah, I got really bored. And I was like, I dogged the shit out of TikTok. I hated it. Yeah. Because I only saw the dances, but then someone showed me memes. I was like, hang on, I can make those. Yeah. Like I was always known as like a pretty funny guy and like just like around school. And then one day someone's like, bro, you should get a TikTok. And I was like, all right, did it. And then
it just started going. So you weren't like necessarily trying to be an influencer or anything. You were just
Oh no, I hated those guys. Yeah. And I'm not friends with a ton of other influencers either. Yeah.
Did you even think you would like blow up and get an audience, or you were just like trying to throw shit out just for fun?
I was just doing it for my friends. Like That's just like crazy. We like make it, send it to each other and be like, ha. And then one day it just kind of took off and here I am.
How are they doing? Are they still on TikTok? They just fell down to
my
nothing?
Friends, I mean, they don't really post. I mean, they watch, but like, they're still like, they haven't changed towards me, which is great.
Yeah.
But I did have a lot of people change for the better, for the worse, because people in school wouldn't say a word to me. Mm-hmm. But when we hit quarantine, I started making they started realizing my jokes. They were like, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, come say it to me in school then.
Yeah.
Like, cause I wasn't like in school, we were friends and you knew the real me at school, but now that it's popular to hate me, you're like,
that's politics for you too. It's like anytime you put out your opinions, people who are your best friends, it's like, you invited me over to dinner, like with your family, and now you're acting like I'm a Nazi. What happened here? They just change.
People got mad because like on some videos, I was like, I made a meme where it's like, you know my address, but I have my Second Amendment, so let's see who wins.
Yeah.
And then people were dogging me for it, and I was like, first of all, how is that political at all?
Yeah. That's what it's for.
Like, yeah, it's literally for, well, I mean, it is for self-protection, but morally against a tyrannical government.
Sure.
I'm like.
But the premise of what you said is these people are going to come to my house to try to beat me up or cause me harm. I'm pretty sure you have the right to defend yourself in that scenario.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, if you are not like extremely left on TikTok, they hate you.
Yeah.
Or if you don't even I don't even really mess with politics like that. Like I get my political opinions off talking to people on the street. I don't get it off of news sources. I get it. Like everyone's going to have different political leanings from the way they grew up. Mm-hmm. And all I've noticed is that some people, if you have a different opinion, will literally try to rip your head off.
Yeah. Which is much more in line with, what they think Nazis are or authoritarian people are. It's like forcing you to comply.
Bootlickers.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, it's nuts. I love having political conversations with people I disagree with. I love being in a bar setting where it's just like everybody's kind of like, no, let me tell you this, but we're all kind of friends and just like getting, feisty, but we're all friends at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've had tons of those. I had so many friends before 2016 that were like, we could talk about anything. And they always knew my sarcastic personality and all of this. And then we would talk about politics going up into the election. And I was like, I think Donald Trump's going to win. And they're all like, no, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. But we're all friends until he actually won. And overnight, they defriend me. They stop calling. They stop talking. They cut you off. It's like, well, I learned a lesson. You guys were never friends to begin with.
And the thing is, like, if he wouldn't have won, you probably would have still been friends with him.
Exactly. I wouldn't have cared.
It's like where I live is like right next to a big city, like the big city in Iowa. And it's like right next to the University of Iowa. And you know how universities are like politically.
Yeah.
And it's like when he won, the teachers, first of all, teachers are supposed to hide their political beliefs.
I'm sure they
don't.
That's true.
The ones that do are not like the ones that don't, however, because they want to keep their job.
Mm-hmm.
They will get fired.
So you can kind of bet that the ones who aren't talking about politics are Republican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not a political guy at all, but it's like.
No, I know.
It seems like, it's like, shit, man. Like, if you say anything positive about the president of the United States, like, I don't care who the president is. I'm going to support the president. And, like, you can call me whatever you want, but I want to have faith. Like Obama, when Obama was sworn in office, I was like, sweet. First of all, I was in 6th grade when he was elected, and I was like, yo, sweet. We got our first black president. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not just going to hate on a man because I don't agree with his political opinions. I mean, he did some great things. He did some bad things. Every president does some great and some bad things.
Yeah. Plus, you were in 6th grade, so it's like, what political opinions do you really have?
Exactly. But if I was in 6th grade today, I guarantee you I'd be like, fuck Trump.
Probably. Yeah. All your parents have indoctrinated you, all the teachers, all the television, all the celebrities and musicians.
The education
TikTok.
system is literally just like,
like
pushes you into that little box.
I was the same way when Obama got elected. I voted for Obama. People don't know. I voted for Trump. I voted for Obama. I'm on both sides. I'm an independent dude. I pretty much leaned left most of my life, but Obama was such a moving time when he got elected. I had goosebumps listening to that speech about there's not a red America and blue America. There's the United States of America. And it was a very moving time. And I literally thought, like, dude, our country is awesome. We're going to get better. And a lot of our pain is going to be healed because of this. And I had no clue that it was going to get so much worse. And I don't know if that was just because of Obama or because of politics or because of social media taking over, because I think a big part of it is just social media.
Yeah. I mean, it's like how it would have been so much different, I think, that if Clinton won, because if Clinton won, I guarantee you wouldn't have heard a word about Jeffrey Epstein.
Probably not.
And it's kind of coming to light. Like, Hollywood is full of a ton of pedophiles.
Dude, even, people call Trump all those things, like, he's the creep and he's the pedophile. He was on record in 2015 before he even ran for president calling out Jeffrey Epstein and the Clintons. And there's a good video of him being like, I don't know, there's some sleazy things going on that island. And like, he just seems like he knew all this bullshit and he kind of isn't a part of it. And even the people who said, the girl who was there said, who I think had sex with Prince Andrew, and he was at the island, and the Clintons were at the island, and they're on the flight log. She was like, I never saw Donald Trump there, but I did see Prince Andrew, and I did see Clinton, and I did see all these other people.
But and that now the thing is, like, the media is like they're feeding money into the media to tell you that Donald Trump was the main person on Epstein's island.
Yeah.
I'm like, first, if you look at it, he banned him from his resorts. He was like, what the fuck is this? Ban him from the resorts. And it's like, people don't free think anymore. They just go off the media.
Yeah. That's part of the problem of the media and social media, because now people don't even read the news stories. You just read the headlines. You just read the tweet. You just see the meme, and you think you got to figure it out because it reinforces what you already want to believe. Yeah, Trump's bad, and here's an evidence why Trump is bad.
The headlines are literally made to grab your attention.
Yeah. These days, they're even just there to manipulate you even more because they know you're not going to read.
Most headlines don't even you never really get the full story
Yeah.
anymore.
And then they'll put out a bunch of bullshit, and then they'll do a retraction 3 days later on like page 12 or, whatever, and you'll never see it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it is strange. It's a crazy time that we're living in, and especially on TikTok, you're just seeing so much division and so much sensitivity, and it's I would think people are getting more used to this, but yeah, it seems more divided than ever, more sensitive than ever. But also,
That's true.
It seems like a great platform to push back on this because I'm pushing back, you're pushing back, a lot of people are, and as long as you don't back down and apologize. And don't cross the line. That's the problem is with TikTok. They're banning people all the time. They don't even give you warnings. They take videos down. Have you had a lot of problems with that? Getting videos down? Oh,
yeah. Dude, I was so surprised I got verified.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, no way.
Sure. You got verified and then was it Joe got verified? And I'm just like, does this just happen overnight? Like, how the fuck are you guys getting verified?
Dude, I was like, how the fuck?
I know, because I'm thinking I will never get verified. But if you did, maybe there's hope.
As soon as I got verified, I was like, look, I'm gonna start vouching for people to get verified that I know I'm like the creators that I mess with.
Yeah.
Like, I was so surprised because I've had so many videos taken down.
Have you been actually banned for the 2 weeks?
When I was at 100K, I got perma banned, but I appealed. Like, my account just got.
Oh, damn. What do you think that was? Somebody just mass reported you?
I can't remember. Oh, I made a skit where I was like in class and like the teacher's like asking like, who's your hero? And then the kid was like, the guy who killed Hitler. And like he did a speech on the guy who killed Hitler. And then everyone's like, hold on, wait a minute. Some shit ain't right. Because the guy who killed Hitler was Hitler. And like that was his hero.
That's pretty good.
And then it got taken down. And I was like, damn. And then they're like, yeah, you can't post anymore. Because I'm guessing that they're reporting it saying this guy is idolizing Hitler. No, I'm not. I felt like Hitler's a piece of shit. Yeah. Like one of the top pieces of shit ever.
Well, most people would think that, yeah.
Yeah, but it goes back to people only hear what they want to hear.
So they just banned you out of nowhere. What was the appeal process? I mean, I'm asking for a friend because I feel like it's going to inevitably happen to me.
I just kept sending requests. And then one day it just boop, fell right back into my hands. And I was like, all right, let's be a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks. And I was like,
that's always a wake up call where it's like, oh, I'm just taking this app for fun. I'm not taking it that seriously. And then you build this audience like, okay, whatever, I'll keep this going. And then you get banned and you're like, wait, no, I need this. I want this.
Yeah.
It really does highlight how important it is.
If TikTok does get banned, sadly, I think that suicide rates will go through the freaking roof.
Of course, especially with everybody being quarantined and this whole generation of kids who live on this app.
Yeah, I just had, we had a storm last night, and it's like, I'm not really dependent on TikTok. Like, I don't really watch it that much. I just post and kind of get off.
Yeah.
So when I realized I wasn't going to be on my phone for like a day and a half, I was like, shoot, all right, I'm just going to go out and talk to people.
Enjoy it.
Exactly.
I've had that a bunch where I've got banned for a week or whatever. And I'm the same way. I don't really watch a lot. I only watch when I'm looking for trends or memes to get ideas for.
Yeah.
And then I just post, and I'm obviously on all day because I have to deal with my comments and my mentions. So I'm going through my own shit all day, but I'm not really watching other people and just passing the time. But I got banned a few times, and right when it happens, I'm like, shit, I'm banned. This sucks. And I feel bad for an hour. And then I'm just like, by the second day, I'm just like, oh, this is fine. I don't care. I'm fine. And I just chill and enjoy. And I'm actually like, oh, I could kind of use the break. I'm not staring at my phone all day now.
Exactly.
How do you go about finding? Do you save a bunch of sounds? You just browse and save all your sounds, and then you come up with ideas for the sounds, or you have some idea and you look for a sound for it, or
I have so many saved sounds. So when there's not any new sounds out, I just scroll through. I listen. I'm like, how can I put a spin on this? I get my spin, or I just think of an idea off the top of my head. I'm like, hey, this is this is a good idea. I'll just make a skit. Or I just for a backup plan, I have videos of me playing games on Twitch and the moments that I think are funny. So it's when some goofy shit happens in the game and I'm like, holy shit. And it's I start laughing. I'll post that when it doesn't get going well. But that's like a last resort type thing because those never do well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my same process. How are you managing all your so you just literally scroll through like thousands and thousands of sounds? Because I always end up only kind of getting through the top ones, and I'm like, there's all these sounds I saved way down at the bottom, and I end up never finding them again.
I go through it all, man. I go through all the sounds.
So you spent a lot of I even started at one point. I was like, I'm gonna log all the sounds in this book, so I could literally pull them up. And like, look, I could just visually be like that one, that one, that one, and I kept it going for a while. And it's like I can't even do it anymore. It's
there's an account that's literally like, this girl's a genius. She takes the sound and then she types out the sound in the caption. So you literally, if you look it up, that's gonna be the first video that pops up.
Wow. Okay.
She's a woman of the people.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. I'll do that sometimes where like if I'm going somewhere, like I would go to the beach and I would be like, I know there's some videos I could post here, but
you go to the beach during
I do it, bro. I'm one of those people. Do you know how much I got that for? It's like you're killing everybody. Oh, you mean you're outside socially distanced in the sun where nobody's getting sick? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, we can't go on a run outside. We can't work out outside.
Yeah.
Bruh. Outside is where you won't get that.
I know. It dies instantly in the sun. The sun is good for your health. You're even on a crowded beach day, the closest people are 20 feet away from you. You know,
exactly.
It's like, where are we? What are we talking about here?
I mean, if someone drowns, that's going to be marked as a corona death, though.
Probably. So. Yeah, I know. Well, I went several times and I did not get sick, and none of my friends who were there got sick, but I'm much more concerned about being in like a closed bar environment or somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Even the grocery store, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in here. But I would go, that's pretty much the only place I've kind of been going to socially during quarantine. So I would be like, let me line up some sounds so I can make some jokes because I have some friends, and maybe I never want to be in a position of like, hey, put me on your TikTok. And I'm like, well, I got to make a joke or something. I can't just put you on like, hey, this is my friend. That's not what my page is about. So I'll pre-line up sounds and I'll just save them in my drafts and put like the text on it. Like, this is this sound, this is this. So that way I can visually, when I'm like out at the beach, pull up like, oh, I could do a joke off this. But it sounds like she's doing something much more like she's creating like an archive of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They need to make something better. They need to allow us to do like not playlists, but like, group our saved sounds and put them on like categories or something where we can just create a list.
For sure.
Songs, joke songs, little phrases, whatever we want to do. And just, Instagram kind of does that with when you save photos. You can make albums that are private to you that you can put saved photos in different albums from other people you're browsing. And it's pretty simple. They need to do something like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That would make it so much better. Is there any other features you think TikTok really needs to like make it better?
Categories. So if you're looking for comedy videos, boom, click comedy. When you upload a video, you put it to the category. Because the thing is, most of these people who come across my videos and start hating on me, you guys aren't my target audience whatsoever. My target audience is like 13 and up.
Yeah.
Boys, girls. The thing that I think is awesome is like when you get those girls that can take those jokes.
Yeah.
Because that's like, thank you.
I've seen it too. They call those pick me girls.
They're not picking. Those are women, not girls.
You're like, well, I pick you, ladies. We pick you.
Yeah, we pick you.
No.
Okay, I mean,
what is your audience? Do you know it's your percentage of men and women?
I actually have like 52% men, 48. Well, my percentage of women has really gone down.
Mine too.
Which, I mean, if it is, then so be it. Because if you get offended at that, then you're not my target audience.
What I think's happening, because what I noticed with me, I don't know if it's the same for you. It wasn't that my percentage of women went down. It's that the viral videos I had that got me so many more followers was mostly men. So it's like I still kind of have the same amount of women, but I just gained so many more boys. So it skews the numbers.
Yeah, that could be it for me. Yeah.
But there's no real way to know. But you can kind of tell on your Instagram because it breaks it down even by age group and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I was
my YouTube does that too.
Yeah, which is a good way to gauge because everybody's so quick to be like, your audience is just 12-year-old boys. And it's like, no, it's
Really
not.
not.
I look at my Instagram and I got 20,000. So it's a good sample size and it's all from TikTok. And the biggest chunk of my audience is 18 to 24. And the second
exactly the
biggest
same with me.
is 24 to 35 or whatever, 24 to 30, whatever that age group is. And then it's 13 to 18. That's
Exactly.
the third lowest or highest, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that kind of goes against that theory.
We should start like a movement to get Joe Rogan on here, because like what I want to do is I want to have a sit down. I want to invite the people who email my college onto here
I would
on like
love
a
to.
podcast. And like the thing is, like, as much as we're saying like, fuck Joe Rogan stuff, like that's all jokes. Like we don't really care. Like we have no bad blood towards any of these creators.
It's a
We
meme,
want- we
bro.
would wanna
You made
talk it out.
yourself a meme, and we're memeing you. Okay,
Exactly.
You're a joke on here.
Yeah, we hear this stuff all the time,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, but they take it and they're like,
The thing
they
is,
go
I
run
wouldn't
off in their
even.
little safe space and cry.
I would never come after him if he didn't come after me and then block me and still come after me and send his people after me and then run away. It's like, you can't come after me and expect me to just take it. If you had just blocked me and left me alone, I would leave you alone. I would just move on.
Exactly.
But it's also hard because he's such a meme on the app and it spreads so much. And I see his face all the time on other people roasting him. And it's pretty hard. That's what I do. You know, I roast.
I think I started like kind of a meme in one of your comments. I was like, Joe Rogan is King Simp. And everyone just started spamming his. They started spamming at Joe Rogan King Simp because they can't spam his comments because they're limited due to
Death threats.
Bro, just say you're soft.
Yeah, bro.
Just say you're soft. Just say you
Bro,
can't handle criticism.
I've never had a death threat ever on the app. You're the only one.
Exactly. We don't. Me and Nick, we don't get death threats. I mean,
No.
we're outstanding. People love us. Everybody loves us.
They know we're a big, strong man, and we're at the top of the patriarchy, so they can't do anything.
Yeah.
The women are emotionally weak and physically weak, so they just have to leave us alone. Meanwhile, they actually just flood us with "kill yourself, you're the worst, slit your throat."
Oh my
I hope
gosh.
dude. My girlfriend gets messages, and she's not even on TikTok, and they'll find her and be like,
That's right.
"I hope your baby gets raped, so your boyfriend can know how it feels." I'm like, so you're mad about my joke that isn't about an actual thing, but you're literally threatening and saying you wish rape on our child, and you think you're
fucked
not
up.
the bully, but I'm the bully. Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, like, that's what, like, I don't, like, my ex-girlfriend, like, I made the mistake of putting her on my social media. Like, that's the reason we broke up, is because, like, she couldn't take it. People were
Really?
flooding her. They're like, break up with him.
Damn.
Are you okay? I'm like, look, like, hey, if you want to like bounce, no hard feelings. Like, I like you.
She's like, I'm out.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to, but she was like, it was like Shark Tank. She gave me
Yeah.
that description. She's like, and for that reason, I'm out. And I was like,
Dun,
all right.
dun, 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 dun.
And like, yeah, yeah. She did like the walk back out down the hall.
That's funny. So you guys weren't together that long?
About like 5 months. It was
Okay,
like, it was
yeah,
starting to
it's-
get pretty serious,
yeah.
and then that happened. And I was like, before we take it further down the road,
Yeah.
like, let me give a little checkpoint.
No, it's tough.
your
It's
head
like, to be at this level, your spouse or girlfriend or significant other kind of has to be on the same page, because, dude, the shit
Yeah.
my girlfriend has to deal with, and I give her props. She just takes it and doesn't care.
That's a
And
keeper, dude.
she loves me and she knows what I'm doing, and it doesn't bother her at all. But we definitely, if anything, we laugh about it. She like wakes up and she's like, Nick, read what somebody sent me this morning, and we just
I
like
love
laugh at
laughing
it.
at those.
Oh, it's great. I want to
it's
get
so
better
funny.
at doing content with the haters DMs, but I'm already so like backed up with just shit on TikTok. But I have so many DMs on my Instagram. I just do want to go through them someday, just to like
Yeah.
show people what I actually get off of TikTok.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It just like baffles me. Damn, I said baffles.
No.
I'm like 40 now. Shit.
Hey,
Oh,
slow down, man. I actually am almost 40.
yeah, I know, that's why I've been a joke.
It's
But
crazy.
it's like it's crazy how people like go after you so hard for a joke.
Yeah.
Like they're literally trying to ruin your life, and they don't even know who you are.
I think it's a blessing and a curse, because I used to do stand-up comedy in like 2011. I was just
That's
like an
my
open
dream.
mic. Dude, you should do it. You could be good. You got the creative juice and the delivery.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I just hope the industry comes back, because with COVID and everything's kind of shut down, and
The
all these
industry's
venues.
been dying, dude.
Yeah. And especially with the political correctness, people are afraid and can't really say anything. but that's why I think it's like a blessing and a curse, because I kind of did this kind of humor on stage back in like 2011, and it was like 2011 to 2013, and that was kind of before woke culture took off and the whole PC movement, and it was kind of hard to do an edgy joke back then because people were used to very edgy comedians, and you almost had to work a lot harder at it. And I like the edgy type of humor, but it's so much more effective now if you got the balls to say it, that I almost don't even have to try to offend people. I just say something that's factually true, and I just don't apologize for it. And they're like, oh my God, how could he say that? And I'm like, this is easy now. So I kind of like it. Yeah.
And like the thing with stand-up is like, you have someone talking shit from the crowd, that's improv. You can improv right on the spot.
Yeah.
TikTok, it's like, oh, shit.
I like it better because it's actually, I'm witty and I'm quick with my comebacks, especially if you guys see my comebacks in my comments when I'm actually in there and I'm not banned. But I can be quick when I have like a second to think about it. But on stage, it's actually a lot harder. I'm quick in real life, but sometimes they might say something and you don't have a funny comeback and you need like 30 seconds to think of it. And you can't do that on stage. You're going to be awkward. So I kind of like, I like TikTok. People are like, how do you get these perfect comebacks, Nick? Like, how do you come up with these? It's like, well, it's pretty easy when you can think about it. And if you don't come up with a good comeback, you just don't post it and you just ignore it. And then, so the only things I ever post are when I have a good comeback. And when I don't have a good comeback, I just kind of, I didn't see that comment, move past it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, shoot, I learned to ignore it after, well, like people have tried to cancel me in like waves. So like the first one was the 4th of July. And I was like, I got into a big argument. Like this girl's like, the 4th of July is racist. I was like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm not racist for celebrating the 4th of July. And then she got mad because I made a meme. And it was like white girls after posting the 4th of July is racist on their Snapchat story. And it was like the Ben 10 sound where you turn the watch and then you turn it into somebody.
Don't forget to lick it.
Think that, yeah. No, don't lick that. Don't do that. They ruined the sound.
I know.
But it's like, I went like this, and I was like, white girls after posting the 4th of July is racist. I hit it, and I was like, what they think they look like. And it was a picture of MLK, Rosa Parks. And then the third one was Sky Jackson, because if you heard the whole Sky Jackson thing, she doxed a kid.
Yeah, I was keeping up with it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, more like I was told it after the fact because I didn't know who she was, but I stepped into that circle of saying some racially insensitive things as I do. And everybody was like, watch out, bro. Sky Jackson's going to dox you. And I was like, who the fuck is Sky Jackson? It's like, bring it on, girl. I don't care.
Yeah, and people were calling me like a racist. I'm like, what did I say? I just said that the 4th of July basically is not racist, and that you think that you're being woke and changing the culture when you're not.
You're just complaining and you're ruining everybody's fun. That's what you're doing.
And the thing is, they complain, but they don't offer solutions. First of all, what the hell is it with these petitions? Bro, a petition to end world hunger? Are you dead ass?
I saw your videos on this. That was pretty funny.
We just end world hunger. A petition to end the war in Yemen? You really think that some rebel fighters are going to be like, oh, Emma 16 from Chicago, Illinois was like, oh, this war is bad. Let's wrap it up, guys. Let's go home.
Dude, that's so good. Yeah, I love that. Just keep mocking them.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun.
Dude, they do it even on TikTok. It's like petition to get Nick banned. And I'm like, do you think this is a government organization? Like you can take me to Congress or something?
You think
like
China's going to get the fuck?
Like, what are you doing? So I would just mock it and be like, somebody would comment like petition to get him kicked off the app. And I would, repost their comment. And I would just be like, all right, guys, I'll let you guys decide. If you want me to stay on the app, comment if you want me to delete the app. And then I just turn off the comments and they can't answer. And they're just like, fuck you, Nick.
Yeah, you Joe Rogan thing.
Exactly. Dude, that's what I want to do. I had the idea before because somebody asked me to do a Joe Rogan impression. And I was like, here's what I should do. Because I'm not really good with impressions. I could probably do it if I tried. But I just want to do like a very dry delivery of like, all right, here's my Joe Rogan impression. Let me know in the comments how I did. And they'll be like, that's not a Joe Rogan impression. And they go to answer and the comments are turned off. And it's
just
like,
have one person be able to comment.
And it'll just be like,
yes, king.
Yes. We love women. We love a king who respects women.
The thing is, he's like did you see the whole, the Justice for Izu thing about the kid who killed himself over a false
little
allegation?
bit. Yeah, I was blocked and I don't think I saw other people talking about it.
About Joe? Did you see what he said about it?
He kind of made excuses
He defended the girl.
Yeah.
What?
Typical.
Like, the thing is, first of all, like if someone raped someone I love in my life, I would be the first one to get on their ass. Like
Yeah.
I would literally be like, go to a bank, be like, give me your money just so I can meet up with them in prison. And most rapists in prison, you know where they end up.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. This whole narrative of like men are all rapists and men are all evil and toxic masculinity. It's like toxic masculinity. If anything, men around you love women, love their mothers, love their daughters, love their sisters, love their girlfriends, and will literally kill somebody to protect them. And even in prison, the hardest, most hardened, worst of the worst criminals will even kill rapists.
Yeah, and like, oh my gosh, you say anything, and the funny thing is the insult incel. First of all, you need to look up what it means.
I know. I know what it
means
is.
that you ain't getting that.
Yeah, it's called involuntarily celibate. One, you're not getting laid, you've never been laid, and you didn't choose it.
Yeah, so Joe Rub's an incel.
Yeah, I know. Dude,
he's not gonna like that one.
That's why I want to talk to him so bad, because he has all these opinions about girls and what's proper sex etiquette, and it's like, bro, let's talk about your sex life. All right, you're the expert here. Come on, because I've had sex with lots of women and they feel very respected, and none of them are complaining that I objectified them. None of them are complaining that I sexualized them. They like that.
It's like, yeah, and like,
and I want to know, like, I made a joke about like his porn habits, just like Joe, normal people watching the hub, and we're like, oh yeah, Shawty, whatever that Shawty song, and then it's like, Shawty got a fatty or whatever the song is, and then it cuts into the male feminists watching the hub, and they're just like shielding their eyes. Like,
oh my God, tits!
It's like, what is your narrative? You're saying don't sexualize women, don't objectify women. How do you watch porn? You're telling me, Joe Robe, that you don't watch porn and you've never jerked off to porn? Is that really what you're telling me? Because we all know that's bullshit. And what are you doing? You're not respecting her. You're objectifying her and you're jerking off to it. And that's okay. That's normal.
It's normal dude stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like if anything, I bet like I could see his search history being fucking weird.
Exactly. And that's my other narrative. Like, I don't really want to like call him all these, slander his name, because, just as much as people get the false impression of us, we can get a false impression of him.
Exactly.
But he's got this narrative of he's just trying to educate people, and you're creepy if you're like grooming young girls, and it's like you're blocking every man you're trying to educate, and all you're talking to is young girls and telling them to trust you. That's grooming behavior right there. That's way creepier than even with us. It's like I get comments all the time from girls being like, all you have is 13-year-old incels following you. Like, you should be ashamed of that. It's like, is it better if I just had 13-year-old girls following me and worshiping me? Because that seems way worse.
I don't want 13-year-old girls watching my stuff. And of course the 13-year-old boys are going to be incels. Yeah. Unless they're weird. Like, who's fucking at 13?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'll take the 25-year-old girls being into me. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
And I get a lot of those. I did two of these podcasts with two women before, and they love my content. It's like I get a lot of the older women like my content, and they message me and they're in my comments. It's the young people who don't get it.
The mature people will flock to that kind of content.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's smart. Like, on their end to not comment on our stuff, it's smart for them.
Yeah.
But they'll like it and they'll give you support behind the scenes, because if anybody who's watching this sees, like, I have a lot more support than I have backlash most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, we get that it's a joke. All the comedians, they see some shit go down, they're like, he was joking.
Yeah. I do love when I see that, when somebody does some call out video of me or somebody else, and you go to the comments and it's just a bunch of people like, bro, it was just a joke. It's funny. Get over it. And it's like their audience even telling them. Whereas it's so weird, because sometimes I'll post a video where it's my joke on my page, and my comments will get overrun with haters being like, this is so bad, this is so evil. Yeah. And then somebody who agrees that it's bad and evil duets me, and their audience, you would think their comments would all be like agreeing with them, and then it's just a bunch of people defending me. I'm like, how am I getting no defenders in my own comments? But in the other people's videos, they're all like, shut up, it's a joke, nobody cares.
Yeah, it's tough nowadays, because you don't know what demographic you're going to land on. When you post, you just spin a bottle and it just like lands wherever it lands. And that's
that For You page. It's like, that's it just goes to whoever it goes to, and we can't help it. We're trying to find our audience, and that's like, we're kind of fishing for different people who are going to come across it. Some won't like it and they'll go past, and some will be like, oh, I like that, and they come in. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to find our audience over time. But so many people see it who it's not for them, and then they can't help but react, which I obviously play into and I really like.
Exactly.
It's a good strategy.
Little newsflash. If you watch my whole video, you comment, then you send it to your friends, and then they watch my whole video and they comment. Guess what?
You like
That's
it.
my algorithm going. That's my
Nobody
algorithm
gets that,
going.
dude. I obviously
really
make so much content just off that, just telling them exactly what works, why I'm doing this, how they're going to just keep seeing it, and they don't catch on. I just tell them, just ignore, and they're just they can't not do it.
So, like, what you got to do is, hey, you can you can block me, you can click not interested.
But they are.
If you really want to hurt me, that's what you do. But you come on, you watch, you might even leave a like so you can come back to it later. You share it to your friends. You drop a comment. Guess what? You're my number one.
Exactly. You
My
support
fans don't
me.
even do
You
that.
support me more than my actual fans who are just like, haha, that was funny. Move on.
Yeah. I don't care what some anonymous account says, because that obviously shows that you don't have the balls to say it in real life. Because I've met people who don't like me in real life. The number one thing that they're is like, one, they don't say any of that stuff. And two, they're like, wow, you're actually a really nice person.
What?
Like, yeah, because what me on social media is not like me in real life. If me and you were like people in real life that we are on our social media, we would be getting our ass kicked daily.
Yeah. And it said, I have a lot of friends. I don't know about you. I mean, but I would assume you do. Yeah. Have you had any haters come up to you and done anything that you could tell was like, oh, this is dangerous? Or they hate on me?
I'm a pretty confident guy in my abilities to handle myself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to shy back from anybody, but I've had looks. I've had a girl, she was like, you're an incel. And I was like, look it up.
She literally said that?
Yeah. She's like, you're an incel. I was like, ow.
Dude, these girls who say that shit, I'm like, when's the last time you had sex? And when was the last time it was good?
Yeah, I don't do that. The thing is,
it's like what?
I don't even really get how these insults work, because you'll be like, you'll put in your bio, spread positivity. You'll post all the things on your story about positivity. Then you'll hop on your anonymous account and be like, kill yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's not really spreading positivity now, is it?
No.
But if you flipped it back and said that to them,
which I do. That's what I do all the time.
You're the worst person in the world. I can't believe you would do that.
Oh.
What?
I think they're catching on, though. A lot of people I can tell are like, guys, I see videos of people just duetting me being, he just wants attention. He's clearly never going to stop. Let's just stop giving him attention. So one, they're noticing, but two, it's like, you just duetted me again to tell people not, it's like, okay, bro. But they are starting to catch on. Like, God, we can't stop Nick. He's going to keep doing this.
They're evolving.
Yeah. And the other thing that I do often is now I am catching myself where I'm going to post. I used to really go heavy on the hashtags of trying to hit, if I did the makeup jokes or something, or something about women or men versus women, I would really hit those hashtags because I know women are, if they follow the makeup hashtags, they're probably going to see my video on their For You page. And that's going to almost attract all the people who are going to get really pissed at my video. But now I'm actually like, well, shit, if I hashtag this, I'm going to get overrun with these haters, and maybe I should just leave it more vague. And I kind of make the decision based on whatever the joke is of if I want my fans to see it or if I want the haters to see it. And sometimes I do want the haters, and I'll specifically tag to kind of suck them in. But,
that's that's the funny thing is whenever I get someone that talks about my account, they're like, I used to really love your concept, but now you've been making fun of women a lot recently, and that's why you're losing followers. I'm like, bruh, I'm gaining a lot of them.
I lose one follower and I gain 500. I think it's a fair trade.
Exactly.
I love those comments. You just lost a follower, bro. Wow. One whole follower. Didn't even notice. Or the best are when people do that thing where they duet you and they followed you and your number goes up and then they unfollow you so it goes down. It's 0.9 up to the next one. And they're like, I just want to see if I can twist his brain. Like we notice that the number's going up and down by 1. It's we refresh 10 minutes later and it's up 300.
Exactly. The thing about that trend is creators oh no, don't do this to me. Let me see if it's happening, because they want followers. First of all, even though I'm friends with some of the people who have done that, I have no respect for that type of content.
No.
How much effort did you put in? How much originality did you put in? not a lot.
Yeah.
So it's been, I'm like,
I know. I love seeing the meme songs and seeing the trends and then finding a new spin on it that nobody's done. And I see you do that a lot too. And that's creative. The best example I could give is when there was that all those fucking girls were doing the grr. What was that fucking song? It was like 3 sounds and it sounded like a little baby going like, it was doing the grr song. It was going the boom. Bitch.
Open up the safe.
Yeah, that one.
To say,
right?
Hey.
And all the girls would do is just do the fucking thing with their mouth and do the face, and then nobody put any reason on it. And I was like, I got a good one. And I literally pretended like there was actually a baby in the crib talking to me, and I'm filming him like, hey, so what does a tiger say? Grr. Okay, how did Kobe die? Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, what's mommy's name? Bitch. And it was like, it's just like using the sound in a creative way, and people are like, this is fucking great. And I love that type of content, but so many people will just, let me just do the same thing that we've seen 1,000 times.
Let me get some followers. The thing is that people don't get is they're helping themselves in the short run, hurting themselves in the long run. Because if you just gain like a steady stream of followers, these are people that follow you for you. These people follow you to, let me see if I can twist his mind or twist her mind or whatever pronoun they prefer, their mind. And like the thing is like people got mad at me because I made a joke about pronouns. It's like, first of all, in real life, like I said, I respect anyone who shows me respect. So if you're like, I want to be identified as a they them, that's how I'll address you. I have no problem with that. But if you start like disrespecting me, it's like, I don't want to say, if you like disrespect me and you're like, you think that you deserve as much respect as you should when you disrespect me, I'm going to give you what you give me.
Yeah. I give the same energy back. That's kind of like my whole TikTok career. Just give the same energy back. And same with respect. People are like, we deserve respect. It's like everybody deserves respect as a human, but you also have to earn respect. You don't just get respect from me. Exactly. Earn it. I don't know you. You're just a random username. Yeah. All right, Ben, this has been over an hour and 15. This was a good conversation, man. It was good to meet you and get your perspective on things. And I'm really happy that you did not back down to the hate mob and that you're going to keep going because you got lightning in a bottle. So definitely keep it going. Is there any social media you want to shout out? You want people to follow your TikTok, Instagram, OnlyFans?
TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all the same thing. Ben Houselog, I've made it pretty simple.
Awesome.
And OnlyFans is coming soon.
Hell yeah. I support that too. We'll talk about that on the next episode, the 18 and up episode.
Oh, indeed.
Hell yeah, Ben. Well, dude, good to meet you. Keep doing what you're doing. And thanks for joining the episode.
Thanks, man.
Awesome,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Have a good one.
Peace, you too.